Shalom, brothers and sisters. Your brother Yazariala from the Northern Kingdom, bringing some edification for you Negro, Latino, and Indigenous who are the biblical Israelites. And before we start, I want to give all praise and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Brakatham, Brakakadash. That Yahweh, being the name of the Lord, not Jehovah, or God, or Yah, or Ahaya, it's Yahweh, the creator of all, the Ancient of Days. Bahasham is in the name of, and Yahweh Shai is the one you guys call Jesus or the Christ, signally speaking. And we give double honors to our elders in GMS where we learn this truth. Shalom to the apostles, the bishops, and to the men down on the highways and byways, giving the 100% truth day and night. Shalom to you and your households. And shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel, Labakar in the Hebrew, the house of David. Shalom to you. And shalom to the speckled birds among the heathen nations that look like the heathen nations, but return to the house of Israel and are being edified by these videos. Shalom to you. The date today is April 8th, 2025, our hopeful year of salvation and the destruction of the nation of Edom. We're going to be speaking about the sword, because we're in times when the Lord's about to kill a lot of his people. He's going to allow to kill 66% or 2/3 of you Negro, Latino, and Indigenous. And he's going to protect his elect. So a lot of people might not understand that, but we're trying to give some understanding on what time we're coming in, because all judgment must first come to the house of Israel. So let's get that scripture and get some understanding. This is Ezekiel 21:8. Again the word of the Lord, again the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith Yahweh, say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. Okay, so let's look up that word in the Hebrew. I'm just curious. Hareb, right? Sword, knife, tools for cutting stone. A sword as laying waste, others having a significant edge, to be sharp, acrid, when hence, edge of sword. Okay. Sometimes you always got to keep your eye out if the sword actually means the sword. So again, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith Yahweh, say, a sword is sharpened, Salakia, and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth and contempt the rod of my son as every tree? And he has given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to be given into the hand of the slayer. Now let's look that up. See if that has a double meaning or just harag. To kill, slay, murderer, destroyer, murderer, slayer, out of hand. Okay. So the slayer, when they're talking about the sword and they're talking about the slayer, it's talking about the nation of Edom, the so-called white man. Okay. If you're familiar with the creation of the atom bomb, the scientist, Dr. Oppenheimer, when they interviewed him after the creation of the atom bomb, he gave a quote. He said he was reading the book of the Mahabharata, which is the Hindu text, and he said exactly what was said in the book. He said, I have become the destroyer of worlds. And that's who the nation of Edom is, the destroyer, the slayer. He's also known as the sword, the serpent, the dragon, the wicked, right? So let's continue on. Cry and howl, Son of Man, for it shall be upon my people, right, the Israelites, it shall be upon all the princesses of Israel. And that's what we're saying, This is the time we're in that the Lord is going to allow this devil to be the devil one more time before he falls. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh. Right, so this is what's coming, and the Lord is going to allow it, but the elect will be saved. So it's going to be Jacob's trouble. You read that Ezekiel 30:7 is upon us. Famine, the famine of the word is upon us as well. So these things are happening. So again, the slayer, the sword that is being furbished, that is being sharpened, is the Edomites, the nation of Edom. And let's prove that. This is Genesis 27:38. And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. And the fatness of the earth is the best land. Okay? That's what he's saying. You're going to have the best land. You're going to have all this. Verse 40, and by thy sword shall thy live. You hear that? The sword here is being associated with a blessing given to Esau, the nation of Edom. Okay? Because Esau became Edom. Okay? And shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, and thou shalt break the yoke from thy neck. Right? Because that's going to happen here in Jacob's trouble. This is what a lot of you don't understand. That all this had to happen before the Lord's coming. And this tribulation has to happen as well. Okay? So everything is written for a sure time. Because the end was declared from the beginning. So you have to understand that Esau had to reign for a time, and now his time is coming to an end. Okay? And Jacob is about to be, his promise is about to happen. Okay? Because the Lord is what? Is patient. So let's prove that Esau is Edom. Okay? Because a lot of people say that, no, that's a whole other prophecy. So Genesis, let's see. Genesis 36:1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Okay? Let's read that again. Genesis 36:8. Thou dwell Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. You believe that? No? Let's read it. Let's read it another verse. Genesis 36:19. These are the sons of Esau, who is Edom, and they are their dukes. Okay? Let's see what's another name for Edom. Malachi 1 and 4, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but Edom is a whole nation, not just one person. But we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord has indignation forever. So there you go, brothers and sisters. He is the wicked, the whole nation of them, and the Lord has indignation forever. Okay? So that's who we said, and that's who we're reading about. The sword, the destroyer, the slayer is the so-called Caucasian people. Okay? And all you have to do is look at their history. Okay? Why did I choose this photo? It shows that he's the destroyer of worlds. Okay? And this is from the 18th century. This is the so-called white man at his best. This is a pile of bison skulls, and he's at the top of the mountain. Okay? This is him thinking he's a god. Okay? That he's above everybody. But look at the pile of bones he's on. They killed and decimated millions of bison in the United States so that the natives of this land would have nothing to eat. Remember, they're the ones who put animals on the endangered extinction list. There is no such thing as extinction level animals until the so-called white man came to the Americas. Okay? They didn't just genocide the people here. They also made animals extinct. Okay? There's a lot. Go look up the dodo word. Okay? A lot of these animals don't exist. Why? Because this man's a devil. He's a hunter. Oh, that's another term he's known as, a hunter. Esau is a cunning hunter. That's a blessing that the Lord gave him. Okay? But he's known as the sword. He's known as the wicked. Okay? He's the hammer of the whole earth, brothers and sisters. Know this, that the Lord is about to let go the sword. And if you're of the elect, you have nothing to fear. But if you are not of the elect, if you're one of the 2/3 of these ninjas, you're about to get it. You're about to feel pain. And that's why we have to what? Cease without praying, do the law, statutes, and commandments, and have faith. Okay? Because that's all we're going to have in these last days. And call upon the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And that's all we need. Because the Lord is going to provide for us. His servants shall eat. Call Halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Barakatham, Rakakadash, and he that have ears, let him hear. Shalom.